So how to find stocks to invest in, or how to find stocks to trade. So the first thing you could do to come up with stocks that you want to invest in or trade is just to look around you. First of all, you want to invest in companies that you are confident are not going to disappear, that are not going to go bankrupt. That should be your first step. So if you just look around you and see companies that are performing well, that are offering great service, great products, so you could see for yourself the company's competitive advantage, that would be one way to find stocks or to get stock ideas. So if you go outside, for example, you pass by a Starbucks, so that's one idea. You shop at Costco, that's another stock tip. You go to the gas station, so basically any company that sells oil. Chocolate bar that you eat, so Nestle. The drinks that you drink, so Coca-Cola, Pepsi. The car that you drive, Honda, Toyota, Ford, GM, Tesla. If you're fortunate, the hotels that you're staying in, the airlines that you use when you travel. So these are simple ways to get stock tips, stock ideas, just to look around you. Look at the companies that you're using. And every time you get a stock idea, you want to put it in a watch list, which you can do with Questrade or with your broker, or even on Yahoo Finance. Like you could see here, I have a watch list on Yahoo Finance. Very simple to use. Simply sign in, and then every time you look up a stock, you have an option to add that stock to a watch list. Or if you already have a watch list, you can simply click add a symbol, and then you type up your stock and just add it. So for example, if I want to add Toyota, simply type Toyota, click on Toyota, and it gets added to my watch list, as you can see here. Or I can just look up a company normally, for example, like Pepsi, and then I have the option to add it to my watch list. So this is already added. That's why you see the star here. If not, then I just click on it and it gets added to my watch list. So yeah, first step, look around you, look at companies that you use and you like their service and that you can see for yourself that they've got a good competitive advantage. Put them in a watch list and watch them every day. Now it's not enough to just pick stocks of companies that you use. It's important to buy at the right time, to buy at the right price. Because the way you make money with stocks is either by collecting dividends on the stock or by buying at a certain price now and selling in the future at a higher price. So in order to increase your chances of selling at a higher price in the future, you need to make sure you're buying at a relatively low price right now. So it's not enough to just find the company around you. For example, Coca-Cola, go ahead and buy Coca-Cola without even looking at the price, comparing the price with looking at certain metrics of the stock before just buying the stock. You want to give yourself a good chance to make a decent capital gain with the stock. But that would be the first way to find stocks that you should look at. Another way for beginners, definitely for beginners, is just to look at what Warren Buffett owns. So simply Google it, Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett stocks, and you could see the stocks that he owns. Now Warren Buffett is obviously one of the biggest investors, if not the best investor of our time. He is someone that you can follow blindly, but just because you invest in a company doesn't mean that you should go ahead and buy the stock. You should still have to, you don't know at what price he bought the stock, but knowing that he believes in that stock, that he bought that stock, that's enough. That gives you enough information that tells you that the stock is safe enough to invest in. So once you know the stock is safe enough to invest in, it's just a matter of buying at the right price. So simply Google Warren Buffett stocks, look at the stocks that he owns, and remember, this is usually, you won't get the stocks as of today or as of the day that you're looking at. It's usually per quarter. So this here, for example, is as of September 30th. So this is almost 2 months ago. So you don't know if he still owns these stocks right now. Maybe he sold them. But at least you know that these are stocks that he once believed in. So you can start off with that. As you can see, first few stocks, you got Apple, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz. So all big name companies that have a competitive advantage, that have been around for a very long time, that have a track record, something that almost every person uses. Visa, MasterCard, Philips. So that would be the second thing to do, is just to look at what experts own and once again put them in your watch list. So for example, you could see that he owns Kraft Heinz. Now this is a stock that I personally bought at $75. Right now it's trading at $51. So I'm losing close to 32% on that stock. I'm not gaining anything from it. I'm not making money from it besides the 4% dividends that I'm getting every year. So it's not enough to just buy quality stocks, but it's important to buy them at the right price. So if you don't buy them at the right price, you're not going to make money from them. So every stock that comes to mind, either from just looking around you or from looking at Warren Buffett's portfolio, put them in a watch list. And then the other thing you could do is run a stock screener. So you could use your broker or Questrade, for example, to run a stock screener, or you could use Yahoo Finance. So you can use any stock screener. Personally, I like to use the stock screener on Investor's Edge. So basically, you choose a country, for example, you can use Canada or United States first. I'll use Canada for this example. I like to choose market cap greater than, let's say, 900 million, dividend yield greater than 3%, and then I'll search, view 101 matches, and then I'll sort by 1 year change. So I want the stocks, so basically I filtered on stocks with more than 900 billion market cap and stocks that pay at least 3% dividends. And then here I'm sorting on 1 year change. So I want the stocks that, I want to see first the stocks that dropped hard in the last year. So then I'll just look at them individually and see which ones I know, which ones I like, and then I could either add them to my watch list so I can keep watching them, or I could look into them more specifically and look at the charts, look at some ratios, look at the news, listen to the earnings calls, which is available on their websites, to see what's their forecasted revenue, what's their strategy for the future, for growth, see if I'm convinced with the plan. So then here, for example, I could see AltaGas has dropped 45%, so that's a big drop with a 3.2 billion market cap, which decent market cap. I've got CI Financial Corp also 3.7 billion market cap. So I'd start adding these ones to my watch list, look at them every day, because the stock might drop a little bit every day consistently, so you might not notice it. It might not be in the news. People won't talk about it if it's dropping slowly or steadily every day. So if you look at these stocks every day, you'll notice that I was trading at 30, now it's at 15. So that's how I find stocks to invest in, by running a stock screener on the metrics that I care for, which is market cap, dividends, and 52-week change. And based on that, I'll add them to my watch list. I won't necessarily buy them just on these 3 metrics, but based on that, I'll add them to my watch list, and then I'll keep watching them based on other metrics. So just from this stock screener, there's a bunch of stocks here that are probably worth buying. I bought Vermilion Energy already. I bought AltaGas. I was thinking of buying CI Financial Corp. I almost bought this stock at $6. Good thing I didn't, because it's trading at $4.75. Click on next to see what else is there. So you got WestJet Airlines trading at 18.6. Probably wait at around 17 to buy this if I want to buy it. Power Financial Corp is a good one also. Down 20% for the year, pays good dividends. Manulife for sure is a good one too. Around $20 would be better. 31 billion market cap. You got CN also. You've got Bank of Nova Scotia with 64 billion, down 14% in the past year, so definitely a good one. So sometimes some stocks don't come to mind unless you run stock screeners and then you see them. Although if you had just started by looking at companies around you, you definitely would have seen Bank of Nova Scotia, because it's a bank that you would have seen around you. And once you look at Bank of Nova Scotia, you can start looking at other banks and add them to your watch list. RBC, CIBC, TD. Then you can start adding insurance companies, Sun Life, Manulife. Got Enbridge here, great stock. Personally, I bought it a little bit too high. I bought it at around 48, and it 52-week low was actually 37, but it pays good dividends. So even though I bought it a little bit too high, I'm still collecting dividends while owning the stock. So that's why I like to pick stocks that pay dividends, so that the money that's invested in the stock is not considered dead money. At least it's working for me. It's gaining something. It's generating some sort of return. So yeah, I'll do the same thing on the US side. Stock screener, United States, market cap, let's say over $1 billion. Dividend yield over, let's say 4%. And then view matches. And then I'll sort it by year, or I could sort it by market cap, biggest market cap first, and then just look at the ones that have dropped the most in the past year. Out of my criterias, ExxonMobil is the biggest with 325 billion, pays more than 4% dividend, so that's great, and it dropped 8% in the past year. So this would be definitely a good stock to add to your watch list. Very safe stock, and you might be a good buying opportunity as well. The timing might be right. AT&T down 24%, 214 billion, and it pays more than 4% dividends. So this is also a good one to add in your watch list. So basically all of these are good ones to add in your watch list. Now so this video is not about whether they are good buying opportunities, but just whether this is more how to find stocks that you could potentially buy. So basically I run stock screeners on market caps and dividend yields. Market caps and dividend yields, I prefer large market caps, so over a billion market cap, and dividend yields at least 4%. And then I'll sort by 1 year change, and then I'll start looking at them individually to see which ones I like and I would consider buying, and I'll put them in my watch list. L Brands, as you can see here, down 52% for the year with 7 billion market cap, pays more than 4% dividends. General Electric does not pay 4% dividends anymore. It's got good capital gain potential. You got Bed Bath & Beyond down 43%. So that's how I would add them to my watch list and keep an eye on them to help me decide in the future whether to buy them or not. Vodafone down 38% for the year with a 60 billion market cap. So another way to find stocks is obviously to listen to a stock market channel like CNBC or Business News Network. Most of the time they'll talk about stocks that have big news coming out or stocks that move the most for that day. But that's how you usually pick up stock ideas that you can add to your watch list so that you can keep watching every day, which you can watch every day just to get an idea of the price. And just by looking at it every day, you're going to accidentally remember the price of everything. You'll notice which ones moved a little bit. You can always sort by which stocks dropped the most for that day, which ones went up the most for that day. But once again, remember, a stock could move a little bit every day, like 0.5% every day, so you might not notice. But after 2 or 3 months, it could have dropped considerably, making it a good buying opportunity. So it's just a good idea to watch the stock that you've added to your watch list at least once a day. For example, Costco here was trading at 245 not long ago, and it's already at 218, and it's never dropped considerably in one single day. So it's been dropping steadily every day since it was last trading at 245. So this is definitely a stock I'd be interested in buying, but not at this price. I bought this stock when it was trading at 150, but I sold it a little bit too soon. Of course, I didn't know if it was going to reach 200 or even 250. I sold it at around 170, so I made a small gain, but would gladly buy it again if it reaches that price range again. So to summarize, the way to find stocks is simply just to look around you at companies or services or products that you're using every day. For example, banks, retail stores, Costco warehouse, gas stations, Starbucks coffee, Tim Hortons, and then just add them to your watch list. Look at what Warren Buffett owns in his stock market portfolio. Add them to your watch list. And when you feel like the price looks good, looks relatively low compared to the general market, compared to past months, compared to competition, then you can buy. You can run stock screeners either on Yahoo Finance or your broker account. Filter on the metrics that you care for. Personally, I'll filter on market cap and dividend yield. Reason for market cap is, in my opinion, the higher the market cap, the safer the stock, generally speaking. And dividend yield because I like to collect dividends while I wait for the stock to go back up. Now, of course, if you focus on dividends, you're going to miss out on stocks like Facebook, Google, Amazon, stocks that don't pay dividends but still have great capital gain potential. So you definitely have to keep an eye on those stocks as well, not just dividend stocks. And then once I've run the stock screener on market cap and dividend yield, I will sort on the biggest 52-week change, and then I'll start looking at at these stocks individually, see which ones I like, and then just add them to my watch list to prepare for a potential purchase. So that's how you can find stocks to invest in. Not stocks to buy, but stocks to... So this is not which stocks to buy, but this is how to find stocks to buy. Once you find them, then there's several things you can look at to decide whether it's a good time to buy the stocks. All right, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're going to open an account with Questrade to trade on the stock market, use my referral code in the description below the video, so you can get between $25 and $250 back depending on your deposit. Thanks for watching.